Hey Georgetown, my name's Sam, and I'm a first year in the college, currently undeclared, but planning on majoring in government. And today I wanted to share with you all my acceptance story into Georgetown. So, for a background of my acceptance story, Georgetown was my top school. It was my dream school. It was by far a reach school for me, and I knew that Georgetown was where I wanted to go, and it's where I saw myself at the most. And I loved the school so much after going on my tour and just immediately falling in love with Healy Hall the first time I saw it. And I knew that Georgetown was the school that I wanted to go to for the next 4 years of my education. And I wanted to be in Washington, D.C. So I loved Georgetown so much. And this was like my big school I wanted to go to. Kind of to start off my story, it was after I had just finished filling out all of my applications and I was kind of in that waiting process to hear back from my schools that I had applied to. And I went to a cheese shop with my mom, and she was kind of asking me, about how the application process was going. And she asked me, she was like, "Where do you see yourself next year?" And I had immediately said to her, I was like, "Georgetown." And then she was like, "Okay, so Georgetown, where else? Because it's always good to have more options." And I had said, Georgetown. Like that was the only place I really saw myself at was Georgetown. And I was like, that's the one school that I've immediately fallen in love with and I wanted to go to so bad. So keep in mind that that conversation was at a cheese shop because it gets important later in the story. All right, so Georgetown was kind of like the last school I had applied to because I wanted to make sure I had a hang on writing the essays and filling out the extracurricular bits. And so Georgetown was the last application that I kind of like had fully filled out. And so I finally submit the application and I'm in this waiting game, and I don't think a day went by where I wasn't thinking about Georgetown and just how bad and how cool it would be to be living in DC and to be going to Georgetown and walking past Healy Hall every day and just living the life of a Georgetown student. That to me seemed so amazing and so cool, and I wanted that so bad. We go into quarantine because of COVID-19, and so eventually the time comes around where college application decisions are coming out and it's really exciting. And I was so excited for Georgetown because usually your decision letter comes in the mail. And so I would go check the mail every day, going to go see if these letters had been sent out yet. And so one day, I believe it was like early, maybe mid-April-ish. I can't really remember the exact time frame, but I was sitting in the living room. I was kind of like riding this high because I just gotten into 2 other schools. And so I was like, oh, great, like I'm going to college. I'm going to go to school for the next 4 years. That's awesome. That's great. And my mom had asked to like see the financial aid or something of one of those schools. And so I opened my email to pull up that financial aid for her. And when I open my email, there's something from Georgetown and it says like Georgetown admissions update. And so I figured, oh, that's just going to be an email that says, hey, your letters have been sent out. They'll be in the mail in a week or so, like be on the lookout for your admissions decision. And so I was like, oh, okay. And so I kind of pushed it off to the side. And then I was like, no, I should double check and make sure what that, make sure that's what the email says. So I opened the email and the email says something along the lines like, traditionally, Georgetown sends out our admissions decisions through the mail in a letter to your house. But because of COVID-19 and, to take the necessary precautions to not spread the disease, they were not sending out letters and you could find your admission decision in the portal at that moment. And so I just remember getting so like, my heart just starts pounding and I was just so nervous and I ignored getting my mom the financial aid thing and I just went downstairs to my room and I looked over in my closet and there was a Georgetown sweater there that I had never worn. I had gotten it on my tour at Georgetown and I was like incredibly superstitious that if I wore that sweater, I wasn't going to get into Georgetown. And so I never wore the sweater, but something told me that I had to put that sweater on to open this admissions decision. And so I grab the sweater, throw it on really fast, and I come over to my desk with my phone. And I just remember sitting there for like 15 minutes, not doing anything, just like trying to tell myself, hey, Georgetown is a great school, but it's not the end of the world if you don't get in. You got into some other schools that no matter what happens, it happens for a reason. That was the first time in the whole like admissions process that I had like convinced myself that it would be okay if I didn't get into Georgetown. And so I finally work up the guts to opened that decision, and it felt like I had to click through like five different tabs to finally get to the decision. And I finally get to the decision, and I click it, and I close my eyes, and I'm sitting there, and I open them, and I'm just trying to search for the words like congratulations, for something along those lines, that like you've been admitted. And Georgetown's letter, it doesn't come out right away with a like congratulations, you've been admitted. It's more of a like, it gives us great honor, it gives us great privilege to say something along those lines. Like it's not right out of congratulations. And I finally found the words admitted into the class of 2024, and I just went, oh my gosh. And I could not say anything else. I was just going, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And I was like shaking so much. And so I go up to my mom and sister, who are eating a cheese board from that same cheese place where I had told my mom that Georgetown was the only school that I saw myself at, and that's where I wanted to go for the next 4 years. So kind of like it's like a fun little coincidence type of deal. And I was just telling them I got in, and I was shaking, and I was trying to show my mom the decision letter on my phone. But I was shaking so much she couldn't read it, and she had to grab the phone from me. And it was such a highlight of my quarantine experience, I guess. I don't think a day goes by where I'm not grateful to be here at Georgetown and be a Hoya and be surrounded by such amazing peers and professors. I am so grateful every day to have the opportunity to attend Georgetown. To all of you high school seniors that are applying right now, I wish you all the best of luck. Know that whatever happens, it happens for a reason. You're meant to go to the school that you end up going to. So good luck, everyone. Hoya Saxa, stay safe and keep wearing the mask. Thanks so much.